Hey everyone, Emeka here. How's it going? In this video, I want to talk about one of my all-time favorite things, and that's sales skills. All right. Now, you're watching my channel for a number of different reasons. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I want to discuss the value of having proper sales skills. I'm not talking retail sales. Retail sales is not real sales. I'm talking actual sales skills. So I'm going to give you some, so the way this video is going to go, it's going to go like a lot of my other videos, unscripted, unplanned, off the cuff. But I do have some key points I want to touch on. And I guess the main thing that you're going to get out of this video is at the end of it, I'm going to share with you a strategy that you can use to get your books, or really, it'll go far beyond Kindle, get anything done at a lower rate in the beginning. All right, so let's dive into it. I grew up with sales. I've always been a quote-unquote salesman. Something about it I just love. I started when I was young, when the first time I really sold something, me and my friend, we went to Walmart, we purchased a teddy bear, guessing it was around Valentine's Day. We purchased raffle tickets, and we went door to door selling raffle tickets. And I can't remember, how much we made. It was a few $100, but hell, we were only 10 or 11 years old at the time. And so a few $100 was like all the money in the world. But we sold these raffle tickets just door to door, knocking on doors, and through all the complexes around us. I think we had like 5 or 6 different complexes, and it was a legit raffle. I'm not gonna lie, the discussion was there. Couldn't we just return the bear? And keep all, and like whatever, but no, we won the raffle. I even remember, going to the house and presenting, and when they opened, they were like, "Oh no, we already bought it." We're like, "No, you won the bear." I think they were kind of surprised. I think they thought we were just ripping them off, but that's neither here or there. But my sales skills, my love for sales started really small or really young, and it just kept growing and developing until I was old enough to work, and then really it's old enough to appreciate what sales skills have done for me in my life. And I'm telling you, sales skills are, without a shadow of a doubt, they're the best skills that you can have, because you have to, there's not one situation in life where you're not selling something. And you might not physically be selling a product or whatever it is, but you sell yourself. If you're trying to get a job, you have to sell yourself on why you have to sell yourself to the employer on why you're getting a job, on why they should hire you. So sales skills are invaluable to have. Let me give you some examples, some fun examples of when my sales skills have saved me multiple times. I remember I used to teach this thing to my reps called the Objection Cycle, and maybe I'll save it for another video, but the Objection Cycle is basically when your customer, or when somebody objects to what you're saying, how to spin it around to them so you get the better end of the stick, so to speak. I have used that multiple times to get myself out of speeding tickets and other tickets with cops. And yeah, well, whether that's the right thing to do or not, but those are sales skills, getting yourself out of tickets. So that's what sales skills do. When me and my wife, we flew to Europe a few years ago, out of the 4 flights, 3 of them, I was able to get us free upgrades to first class or to whatever the next level was up, depending on the plane and the route we were taking. Out of the 3 out of the 4 flights, the only reason the 4th one I don't count is because I got my wife upgraded, but they only had a single seat. So I convinced them, well, here, just let my wife, she was pregnant at the time, so I'm like, hey, let my wife's pregnant and her back's hurting and all that. can you just take her and I'll just, go sit at the back of the plane with the, and coach, and boom, and it happened. And though, that's just one of the reasons sales skills are so invaluable, because you get more out of life. You get opportunities that other people don't get. People who haven't been in sales, they're never, the thought has never occurred to them. When you go check in for your flight, ask to get upgraded. And that's just something I always do. When I go to a store, I always ask for discounts. Always, without a question, I ask for discounts. I've even, thinking back to a story, there was a sport, I think it was called Athletes World back in the day, this is a long time ago. I was buying a pair of runners, and I convinced the girl at the cash register to give me her employee discount on my runners. This was I just met the girl. I had no idea who she was, but I was just able to do my thing and get the discount. So sales skills can save you so much time and so much money when you use them. How do you use them when you're working with freelancers and through Upwork or wherever you're getting your freelancers? And the rule, or the mindset that you want to keep in mind is really this: the price that they are offering you doesn't have to be the price that you need to pay. The price that they're offering you is not necessarily the price that you need to pay. I've gotten books written as low as $30, albeit I had to rework that book quite a bit myself, but I still managed to get the person to write the book for as low as $30. The way I approach all my freelancers, companies, it's a little different because you're working with a company, and you can ask for the discount, of course, but it's just a lot harder to get. You usually have to give them a bit more business before you can get a discount from them. But that's another time. So let's talk about freelancers. So one of the techniques that I use with all my freelancers is, whenever it's going to be the first job, I always require them to work less than what I would pay them normally. So let's take for example, a 10,000 word book. Should have done these numbers ahead of time. Okay, no. Let's just say, forget the length of the book. Let's say you're going to pay $200 for a book. Okay, you're going to pay $200 for a book. What I would do, I would say, in order to test the quality, make sure this is going to be a good working relationship, I'm going to have you do, I would like to pay you $125 for this first book, to make sure it's good, and we have a good working relationship, and all of that fun jazz. Going forward, the rate will be $200 for future projects or whatever the case is. That's the tactics that I use, because yes, they have their Upwork, resume and all of that, but one, that can be faked. Two, maybe the other people had lower standards than what I expect. I want to know what's the quality of the work going to be like for me. Is it going to hit my standards? And so I request a lower rate for first time. I don't want to call them employees, but for when you're working with me the first time, I request that you charge me a lower rate. That's just it. And then I am happy to pay more once you have proven yourself, to me. In fact, I usually pay a little bit more than what they ask, just for loyalty, especially if the person is worth it and the quality of the work really, shines. I'm happy with paying a little bit more. So it's not a question of being cheap. It's just a question of being smart. And going back to it, sales skills are key. Don't be afraid to ask for lower rates for the first time around. More than often, the freelancer, they're happy to give you a slightly reduced rate so you can test out what's the process going to be like with them. Are they going to deliver on time? Is it going to be edited properly? Is it going to be proofread? Is the grammar going to be good? Those are all things that you don't really, you're not going to have a good sense for until they do the job for you. Why pay premium for that the first time around and risk getting burned? I'd much rather, spend $125 and find out the person sucked than spending $200 to find out the person sucked. It's a no-brainer. So whatever you have to do to develop your sales skills, do it. Whether it's reading a book, no, that's not going to help at all. You need to go get a sales job. You need to actually go sell stuff. That's the only way to develop sales skills. It's by actually applying sales skills. And so I don't know what type of situation you're in right now, but I can recommend some awesome companies if you got a little extra time and you're looking to, I can recommend some awesome companies to work for, really the ones that I've used to develop my sales skills. But it's so key because it's been saving me a ton of money with different areas in the business that I've been, that I need to spend money on. So I wanted to make sure it would save all of you some money as well. So last thing, ask for a lower rate for first time work. You don't have to pay the top rate of what they're asking for. It's all about negotiating. Be the negotiator. Remember, you're either selling something or being sold to, but there's always a sale being made. I don't know, that's a quote from a movie. I can't remember if I did it right, but anyways, hey, do you have any other questions? Did I miss anything in this video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. And then, as always, if you're new, take a look around. Consider subscribing if you like what you're seeing. Till next time, everyone, take care.